Good morning, day 261, cooking down the refrigerator, freezer, and working pantry meals. Well, today it's going to be 76 degrees and sunny, so it should be a decent day. And I have two more people coming out to give me estimates on my tree and my roof. So we'll see if they show up. I don't know, workers just don't seem to show up much these days. Although I did like the guy yesterday. He was even calling to tell me he was going to be 15 minutes late, which I was impressed with because most people don't bother to do that these days. So I think I have to get back to my decluttering today. At least that's the plan. But my plans often go awry and I end up doing something else. So we'll see. But I have to get things ready for the donation people. But I need to go through more clothes and start on my garage before the weather starts to turn. The garden is still producing some greens, and a couple of the brassicas, like my cabbage, and the kohlrabi is actually starting to form some bulbs, which to me is surprising because that never happens. I usually get tall, leggy things. But this year none of that bolted, probably because it didn't get that hot. We had a few hot days in the 90s, but not as many as we usually get. So that's good. We'll see what it produces this year. You know, every year the garden, you make plans and you think everything's going to produce, and it doesn't. Some things do well, some things don't. You just keep trying and see what comes up. All right, I'm not sure what I'm having for breakfast. We'll have to take a look in the refrigerator and see. So I'll be back in a little bit, and we'll see what's left in the fridge. Okay, let's see what's for lunch. Day 261. All right, I haven't been shopping in quite a while. I still have the things to make lasagna. I might make that later. Lots of cheese. I gotta use up some cheese. And I still have some bread, so I also still have yogurt, but I'm not in the mood for that. So I think I'm just going to make a very simple toasted cheese sandwich because I have this Colby Jack cheese that needs to be eaten up. And I still have the Aldi's cheese. So I'm going to have that. All right. I will meet you at the stove. Okay, so here is my very simple lunch today. Just a toasted cheese sandwich and an apple and a cup of tea. So that's it for breakfast, brunch. It's already 1 o'clock, so I'll be back later when I make my lasagna. Okay, I'm getting ready to make dinner. I have some of these Morningstar Farm grillers. They're crumbles. And then I have these that I made the other day when I was doing the Beyond Meat. So I'm going to stretch this a little further because I want to make some lasagna. So I have this in there, and I'm going to microwave this, and then I'm going to add the two together. And then I'm going to add some of the pasta sauce to it. And I'm also going to add the rest of my bruschetta in there. There's just a little bit left. So I want to put it all together, and I want to combine that with my farmer's cheese that I made, this nut ball that I made for a little extra flavor. And I want to put it all together in a little lasagna. It's going to be very small because I don't want to eat the lasagna for a week, so that'll be enough for 2 meals. So I'll be back. I'm going to nuke these and heat up the sauce, and then I'll be back. Okay, so this is all heated up. In goes this. Now this is all seasoned. If you want to see how I made this, I made this when I made the little mini meatloaf recipes the other day. So there's all that, and now I'm going to add the bruschetta in there. And this even has a couple of olives in there. This is made from my garden tomatoes. So, and there's a little balsamic in there, but that's okay. Spaghetti sauce is sweet anyway. And I just want to use everything up. I like to use up every scrap of food that I have. So I'm going to put about half this can of, it's the Hunt's cheese and garlic. And the rest of it I'll save for another meal, maybe a pizza, that would be good. So, and if this is too much, I can always use it as spaghetti sauce after I layer up my lasagna. So I'm going to heat this up before I layer it in my pan. So this is going to be a very easy dinner tonight. And that's what I like to do. I like to mix and match and combine things. So I can use everything up. Okay, now I'm going to mix up my cheese mixture. This is the farmer's cheese I made the other day from the milk. Sometimes it's really difficult to make a video. They always have something to say. Okay, let's try this again. Anyway, this is the farmer's cheese. So, and this is almost like a ricotta. It's got the texture of a ricotta cheese. And I'm just going to put half of this in there. I'm not going to put the whole thing. And this is basically for flavor. So, put that in there. Then, for more flavor, I'm going to put some of this grated topping in. Maybe. There we go. That comes out really quick. I'm trying to get rid of this. It's from Dollar Tree and it's okay, but I really want to use it up. Alright, now this is Parmesan and Romano. Put some of that in. And then I'm going to add some of this Italian style shredded cheese, and that'll hold this together. Now some people add an egg to this, but I don't really think I need to do that. Oh, here they come. Because once this melts, it should hold together. So I'm just going to mix this up. And then I'm going to layer this up in my little lasagna pan. Okay, I'm also going to add a little bit of Italian seasoning to the cheese. And some of this garlic and herb seasoning. Seasoning, not cheesening. That'll give it a lot of flavor because the farmer's cheese doesn't have much flavor, in my opinion. So I want to give this lots of good flavor. All right. And there we go. That's what it looks like. So let me give this a little taste. Might need some salt and pepper too. I'm going to add a little salt, not too much. And some pepper. And that's it. That's going to be my cheese substitute. Well, some of it is cheese and some of it is nut cheese, so. But I'm just using it all up. And this should be plenty for this little lasagna. In fact, it might be a little too much. And I'll save the rest and maybe see if I have a couple of stuffed shells, or I'll figure out something to do with it. All right, one more taste. Oops. Very good. Now usually what I do when I make lasagna is I actually prefer to use cottage cheese instead of ricotta. It's a little creamier, in my opinion, but this will be good. Alright, so then what I did was I took my lasagna noodles, and these happened to be oven ready. They were in my stash, and I just broke them in half. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do is put a layer of meat sauce on the bottom, and I think this meat sauce will probably be enough for maybe a dish of spaghetti. I don't know, we'll see. I'm just going to fill this up the best I can. And then this just happens to perfectly fit these pasta noodles. Alright, now I'm going to put a layer of cheese. And then I'm just going to layer this all the way up. And make it into a lasagna. So this is a real easy way to make a lasagna. I like using the oven-ready noodles, and it'll make a small batch. You know, if you're cooking for 1 or 2, it should be plenty. Okay, so that's the second layer. And more noodles. Sometimes they don't break right in half, so you just kind of layer them in. And more meat sauce. And it looks like maybe I'll get 4 layers in here. I'm looking forward to eating this. I love lasagna. When I ate meat, lasagna was actually one of my favorite things to eat. And, you know, use whatever meat sauce you like, whatever cheese you like. Like I said, usually I make this with cottage cheese, but I really want to use up what I have. So more pasta. And I think I'll put 3 here since it's getting wider. And that's going to be it. So, you know, you can use you can make a lot of your regular recipes out of plant-based ingredients. Now, I know this isn't all plant-based because of the cheese, but you can certainly use a plant-based cheese for this. You can make your own. You can make a tofu cheese, a nut cheese, whatever you enjoy eating. And I know a lot of you eat dairy and eat meat, but you might want to think about having some alternatives in case some of these ingredients become a little hard to find. And I know meat prices are going crazy. Everything is. So I think it's important that we find alternatives to some of these things. I mean, that's what they did in World War I and World War II. They came up with all kinds of creative recipes because a lot of ingredients were not available. So looks like I need another lasagna noodle. And I found it's easiest if you break them quickly. I'm going to put them this way. All right. Very good. Yep. See, that'll be the last layer. So I will have enough for another dish out of this meat sauce. I can eat spaghetti or like a, oh, what do you call it? Like a macaroni. Or you could even add other seasonings to this. You could add some Mexican seasoning and put it on tortilla chips and make a nacho platter. Or you could add some beans and make it into a chili. Maybe add a little Tony Chachere's in with it. But okay. And I still have this much left. Now I am going to use up all the cheese, and I'm just going to layer that a little bit on top here, and it'll melt into the meat. So there we have it. A very, very quick lasagna. And my family always loved when I made lasagna. And sometimes even, you know, for the holidays, I'll buy some meat and make it for them. I don't like to do that, but, you know, we do things for other people in our family that we don't do for ourselves sometimes. And that's fine. Can't force people to eat things that they don't want to eat. Or, you know, or make fun of people because they eat differently than we do. That's just not nice. Okay. Well, I'm going to put this in the oven, my toaster oven. I'm also going to put a little bit more of the Italian cheese just to kind of hold the top together. for you, buddy. No, that's not for you. Not for my puppy. No. All right. And I'll put a little bit more of the Parmesan on top too, just for the flavor. And that's it. Okay, I'll be back when this is all done and we'll give it a taste test. My lasagna is all done. I baked it at 375 for about an hour. So let's give it a taste. It looks good. It's been sitting for about 15 minutes. So it's not too runny. And I'm really looking forward to eating dinner because it's already 7:30. So let's see if it's any good. Well, it comes out very nice. All right, there is my lasagna. So let me give it a taste, because that was a really easy dinner. All right, here we go. Now you can use whatever meat you want in here, sausage, regular meat, crumbles, whatever you like. That's really good. I was a little concerned about the cheese, if it would be good or not, but you really can't even tell it's not all dairy cheese. So here it is. My inexpensive use it all up lasagna. And the cheese on top melted. It's very good. All right, I'm going to eat my dinner and then I'll be back. It's the end of another day. The lasagna was good. It was a good way to use up a little more stuff that I had in my refrigerator. I'm really trying to use up everything that I can. I haven't been shopping in quite a while. And today was another no spend day, day number 7. So I'd like to keep going before I stock up on a couple more things. Maybe some fresh produce when I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But I have to save up some money for the tree I need cut down and the roof I need to have fixed. A roofer did come out today. I was waiting for a second guy, but he never showed up. So I've decided which tree company to hire, which is a step in the right direction. I don't like being in limbo when it comes to making decisions. So that always makes me feel better when I actually make a decision. But now I have to have a couple more estimates for my roof, but that needs to be done pretty quick. So really, with the income that I have, food is about the only place that I can cut back. I mean, maybe a little bit on the TV, but not that much because I already went through all that. So until I get my car paid off, things are going to be really tight, and even after that it's going to be tight with the economy going up the way it is, the prices. So you have to do the best you can. But for me, I'm really trying to get creative with my cooking and my food. And I have saved a lot of money not in the bank saved, but saved a lot of money for other things by cooking the way that I cook. All right, my friends, that's all I have for you today. I want to wish you abundant blessings. I love you guys. Be good to yourself. Be good to others. God bless you, and I'll see you next time. Please subscribe, comment, and like.